We're live. Okay. Is this word working? Let me see. Is it working? Okay. Is this word working? It's supposed to work. It looks like it's working. Why isn't it working? Let's look on YouTube. Oh, it is working. Why isn't it working? Let's look on YouTube. Okay, so it is working, I think. I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I apologize, like I said. It's a little hard to get this whole YouTube thing figured out. Okay, now that I have it working here, I'm going to say that I apologize. Anybody who wanted to watch my phasmophobia live stream last time, not too long ago, I apologize. Um, I don't know why my computer started doing that. I don't know why it started giving me such a hard time. I really wanted to play a good, solid 2 hours of phasmophobia, and so I apologize for that. That I wasn't able to deliver to that to the people. Anybody who was actually interested in watching that, I apologize for that. So what I'm going to do is for the extra remaining hour that I had that I was going to use, I'm going to play the video of me playing Gamedec today. I did it before live streaming of Phasmophobia, and I have a hard time trying to port it over to YouTube. So what we're going to do is just watch it together. Um, so like I said, I do apologize anybody in advance. It's a mature game. It does talk about alcohol, sexual suggestions, and cuss words and stuff like that. So like I said, I apologize ahead of time for anybody who might be. Well, I made this, mature audience YouTube channel, so sometimes there's gonna be, I'm gonna play mature rated games. Um, but yeah, I'm doing this as a way, as a way to make it up for anybody who wanted to watch the Phasmophobia. I'm gonna live stream this one for a bit, and then maybe after, we'll continue the story a little bit. If I have a lot of people still enjoying it, who enjoyed it, I'm gonna live stream it directly as a way to make up for it. So I'm not going to be talking as much. This is just more in the introductions. Anybody who's interested in Gamedec, this is me playing it for the first time. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to do this real quick so I can port it over to YouTube and make it easier for myself. Okay, so enough talking. Let me just make sure everything is working. Um, all right, everything looks like it's working right now. I'm not really going to be talking much. I'm just going to let the video play. If anybody wants to drop messages, chats, you're more than welcome. I'm going to try to keep an eye on the chat and the stream on my phone. So, yeah, just enjoy. Here we go. Let me see if it's working right now. Should be changing any second. Yeah, I'll do right now. So give me a second. Yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do right now. So give me a second. Okay, I think it sounds decent. Didn't sound too bad. Sounds clear. I just don't want to hear an echo on there or something. I don't know why it's taking forever just to boot it up on my phone right now. I'm gonna listen to it on my headphone. Okay, it's gonna take forever. I'm just gonna assume that it's perfectly fine. In the meantime, let's start adjusting this. Okay, so game deck. Now I gotta go in Epic to do it. Okay. Um, just in case for anybody who might be watching this, I'm gonna be streaming on YouTube some VR, some Phasmophobia. So if you're interested in VR gameplay or you've never seen the game in VR, I recommend subscribing to my YouTube channel. It should be in my description, um, or just check it out. You don't have to subscribe. But if you're interested in anything ghost hunting, I'm gonna do it like in 3 hours. So yeah, I just wanted to leave that as it is, and I think I'm ready to get this game on the road. Let's get Gamedec on. So I did play a little bit of the game. I haven't really played it a lot. So I don't really know much until after you talk to one of the guys. So
It's a strange profession, game deck. You're neither a player nor a detective. You know the rules and how people break them, how they leave a digital trail. And there is always a trail, a flaw in the source code, backdoors used by cheaters, anonymity skins used to cover up unpopular activities. All can be found. All can be traced. With a lot of skill and a little bit of luck. Sometimes more than a little. Because there are surprises, even for a game deck. But in the end, you keep your eyes on the prize. This is my story. What's yours?
I'm gonna try to figure it out here. I think I'm gonna recreate the character that I had. Okay, that's a little weird. I don't think it's working. Is it working now? Okay, there you go. That was a little weird. I was like, why is it working? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, now it's working. Okay. What the heck? I was narrating all these stuff and I was like, I couldn't hear myself. Oh gosh, don't tell me I have to narrate all over again. That's fine, nobody's watching right now either. So let's see. Let's start from the top. Let me just check. Okay, there you go. So Kirk Anderson, age 31, male, powerful personality. Um, Due to his worsening health condition, Kirk was expelled from the Outrangers. He was allowed to keep his armor, which relieves his physical pain and gains him the respect he always needed. Becoming a Gamedec is the only possible way to make sure that no one sees him as a failure, especially himself. I like that preset. That sounds interesting. Sounds really interesting. Teriel, age 35. Um, Male, Dodger. What's a Dodger? Selfishness, discretion. Teriel, the main character from Seven, The Days Long Gone, what? Was brought life as a Diginet. Adapting to the new reality wasn't easy. It changed when he became a Gamedec. Teriel uses his Master Thief skills to experience solve cases, and he's good at it, becoming the best. It's just a matter of time. That's interesting. So that's someone from another game. Tasha Diaz, age 24, gender female, personality realist, scheming and pretending. That's what Tasha is the best at. Being an observant DJ in low city clubs give her an invaluable experience in scams of any kind, and she's put these skills to good use as a Gamedec. There were no noble reasons for changing her line of work, just pragmatism, thrills, and money. Interesting. Zaya Singh, age 35, female, idealist. Righteous, hot-headed, and stylish, Zaya is a rising star among Gamedecs, banished from the biodome where she grew up for crimes she did not commit. Now she gets her thrills from hunting criminals in a sensory world. Kyle Fisher, 32, male, con artist. Kyle creates demands for his own services. As a hacker, he creates a problem as a Gamedec. He solves it. He sets up dominoes in the right place and knocks them over when the time's right. He's the puppet master in a virtual theater. Interesting. All right, interesting presets. Let me narrate the last ones that I couldn't catch, and then we'll go use the custom character. So this is Ismail Krostov, age 62, male, and a born leader, a veteran who spent most of his life serving on a free Europe army submarine. Despite vast technical knowledge, he couldn't find a job after returning to the mainland, chiefly due to his age that pushed him to take matters into his own hands and become a Gamedec. His army days were over, and he didn't want anyone telling him what to do or what to think. Okay. Like that one. Daphne Bennett, 33, a female and enthusiastic. Ever since she was a child, Daphne was fascinated with strange worlds, which she traveled by watching infolias and old Hollow movies. She wanted to satisfy her curiosity and hunger for adventure by joining the Outrangers, but her application was denied. Now she travels to strange worlds by lying down on a couch and realizes her childhood dreams as a Gamedec. And this was Kirk. So I think out of all these presets that I would choose for like a second playthrough, I think I'd go for either Kirk, Tasha, or Kyle Fisher. Honestly, it sounds pretty cool. So we're gonna go for the one same character I kind of did in the beginning. I don't remember the values. Well, I remember that he was a low city, called the Mr. X, and I think it was hedonism. I don't know if it was hedonism or universalism. I think that's what it was. So yeah, the other one that I did was True Detective mode on my first one, which I didn't get too far. I only got to like the first, when you like meet the boss. We'll see right now. I didn't get too far. So I'm gonna go for normal mode this time. But I haven't played the game too far, so we're gonna figure it out. I tried playing it for a little bit, trying to figure out like the dialogue system, and it was a little bit confusing. So right now we're just gonna try to figure it out. So my character starts by asking, I didn't remember why I had become a game deck. There's the dialogue options. To choose a dialogue, left click its text or click the corresponding number on your keyboard. You can check the dialogue history. Okay. At some point, I must have decided that it was a reasonable way of making money. Then I just got used to it. Let's look around. I was surrounded by the real world, that is Elysium. I could hear Warsaw City humming outside the window. I lived in Tower Stone and Wola. It was the end of the 22nd century, and the people were crazy happy. Kidding. Some were, some weren't. Which group did I belong to? Recall our career. I've solved numerous cases, so people started to believe I was credible, and credibility was crucial in my line of work. Pretty much everything can be falsified, but you can't fake credibility. Games beside my workplace also became my second home. Did I ever play for fun? Yes, sometimes I did. It was time to check if there was any new jobs. Oh, so we can adjust the movement with tab. Okay. Left click and interaction. Okay. There you go. Yeah, I was like, how do you walk in this game? Yeah, I thought you had to hold it. Go like this. You can just hold tab. Okay. Let's look out the window. Warsaw City. My police? Polis? Walkways, squares, space, and chasms? Ah, I need to brush up. That's what modern cities look like. The middle layer, mid city, despite dense developments, you can still see the sun and pieces of the sky, as well as a long way down. We'll say it's a nice view. I felt a connection with the people above and below. I could hear the transit tubes, new mobiles, humming ads. It was never quiet. This was where the rich met the poor, and light met darkness, a place where you could pretty much be whoever you wanted to be, and where advertising drones peeped through the people's windows looking for new victims. So, right off the bat, we don't have enough skills to do this. You can do contemplate. I had a few things I needed to think over. You can't really contemplate without a drink in your hand. Luckily, the Surfbot knew exactly what I needed. The Surfer Industries logo had slightly faded already, but the Surfbot, as usual, patiently awaited instructions. Cool. All right. 4 options so far: coffee, whiskey, tea, and vodka. Let's go with whiskey. Some dialogue options are available only if you have the right professions. Such options begin with the name of a profession. Click the icon on the left edge of the screen. Okay. I could choose from an expensive single malt and a common decent blend. Let's do the less expensive option. I decided to go with the budget option. It's still made for human consumption after all. I decided to think some stuff over and get to work. Hmm. Let's do sensory worlds. Thousands of games and millions of players mean plenty of cases for game decks. Hatred, greed, and deviousness are especially common online. Two topics that Two topics had been especially popular in the media recently: digital love and whether it's better to live online or Elysium. So digital love. I took a sip. The opponents of online relationships have a simple argument. The beautiful prince you fell in love with may be a frog, and it might not even be human. It could be an NPEC. I don't know what that is. Supporters of online romance respond with, "So what? These days you may have an online partner and never meet them in real life. What difference does it make? What they really look like?" Decide if you have nothing against digital love. Decide that digital love is a scam. Let's go with number two. When people pretend to be something else, they're lying to themselves and others. They should see a doctor, a therapist. Stop pretending. To me, such a life is a lie. If scammers and their victims don't care, that's fine. But it's not a different kind of truth. Okay. Recent events. Some had been talking about the Pygmalion technology developed by Blue Whales Interactive. It upgraded the AI to the level of the human psyche. Recent gossip: a man named Kenzu, a young Goodabad star, screwed up in the last game and his Black Angels lost. Kenzu. Goodabads is a game where you feel actual pain. When you get hit, it gets more and more intense. There are no damage points. Suddenly, in the middle of the game, when Ken was on his way to the enemy fort, a glitch appeared and made Zoo drop his seal. Ken got mad, logged out, and didn't come back to the game. A classic rage quit situation. During the press conference, he said he didn't know what got into him. Since that game, his whole career has been in question. So let's do the Gamedec one. Was it possible that the pain delivered in Goodabads caused neural disturbances? I wondered what caused that severe reaction. Too bad he didn't start looking for a game deck. That could have been an interesting case. Alright, that's all we can do. We couldn't get to Pygmalion Technologies.
Hi, I hear you're the one to talk to when it comes to crimes in the digital world. I have a friend I think has been kidnapped. We were in this old England virtualium, and he went into this arena, and he never came out. I've spoken to the organizers, and they said as a prize, he got put on a ship that sailed out to a big tower in the middle of the ocean. Everyone I talk to doesn't really seem to care, so can you help me out here?
Interesting. Alright.
Hey, I need your help.
Here, give me a second. I
Someone
think
dropped
someone's here.
down the Brahma, pretending to be me. I think it is my ex in my skin. He did not take kindly to the breakup, and in the last lessons, he promised to ruin my life. I thought it was just a crazy talk, and ignored it. But now I know I shouldn't have. Could you check it? I can give you the info about his last known whereabouts. Just please be quick. My reputation is on the stake.
Sorry, I had someone knocking on my door. Alright, I'm back. Let's get this into action. So, someone was calling me. Someone was sensing me. It turned out to be a man called Jeffrey Haggis. I didn't know him. Nevertheless, I answered.
Please come to me. I'll tell you everything when you're here.
Alright. I'll tell you everything. Negotiate a down payment. Let's just agree. Okay. Let's explore the rest of this. What is bliss? I wonder what that is. The control panel for your apartment's AI is a fine piece of software that didn't treat fridge contents as its first priority. You can also talk to it. Its name is Bliss. That's the default name. I never bothered to change it. A logo with two whales appeared on the panel. Thank you for purchasing a product manufactured by Blue Whales Interactive, the leader in the field of AI. BWI Never Alone. You are activating Bliss for the first time. To start, configure the software to your liking. Damn, something had reset my settings. Probably another failure in the tower or surge upstairs. I had to reconfigure everything again. Let's check the logs. There was nothing in the system. Logs of previous activations and conversations would be in the cloud, provided they existed. Probably somewhere on Blue Whale's interactive servers. Too high a bar for me. You had to be a real magician to access them. Let's do a casual conversation.
Hello, I'm Bliss. How can I serve you?
Hi. Wait, what do you mean? Don't you remember me? Why does everything break all the time nowadays? I don't have that skill yet. Looks like it's really important. Aspects are part of Gamedec's personality, expressed through actions, thoughts, and emotions. Be kind to gain the empathy aspect, inspire someone to get inspiration, etc. Alright? Aspects are grouped into four following personality types: decisive red, analytical blue, creative yellow, and sociable green. Professions unlock special conversation options, enabling you to do more. Hover your cursor over a profession to see its description. Each profession requires a different personality. The description will indicate aspects unlocked. The profession will be highlighted if you have the required aspects. Okay. You know how to communicate with Medibots and how to stop hemorrhage or stabilize the wounded. You know how to produce a net show and how to smile to the camera. You possess a rare gift, charisma. Survival instinct, that's what characterizes you best. Life is a game with no rules, and if you trust the system, it will betray you. Lazier, you're well versed in both virtual and real technologies. You know where to look for power nodes, cables, virtual developer stacks. Okay, interesting. So I'm going to assume that this is where you kind of create your own character. And if you had like a personality, if you chose like a preset, it would be a little bit easier to get your shoes into it. What I mean by is like getting into the character. So since I made one, I have to kind of like make the story as I go along. So I have a lot of pacifism, service, a lot of logic, intuition, sincerity, and deference. I kind of want to go with a. It's very corny, but you know, noir detective uses his fists sometimes to get things done. Because I don't feel like my character is going to be very charismatic. I could choose to do it. Usually do it. Games, RPG, Fallout, all that stuff. But I'm gravitating towards the sleeves since my requirements are there already. And even then, I wouldn't be able to meet the requirements. So we're going to go for sleeves. I would choose Glazier, but I do want to make the character kind of like not an expert. I mean, he went to Gamedec as like, you know, he's a detective, but he's like, yeah, nobody cares about real life stuff, so he went to Gamedec. Kind of that's where I'm going for. Oh shit. Okay, so you use your points. Okay, that makes sense. So I have one left. which would be good for Scalpel. Next one I would be able to go is Cheater. There are programs in your deck that help you solve problems. Oh, that's cool. I might go for that one next. All right, enough of that. We did Bliss. Let's go to Holovision.
Breaking news.
That music's from Pocket God. I recognize that sound. Holovision, Warsaw City News, the latest domestic and international news all day long. Today is Monday, July 17th. My name is Gina Gord, and this is the news. Ken Zhu, the young star of Goodabads, loses the game miserably. Zhu blames everything on glitches in the game. Could this be the end of the youngster's career? That's nice. That's interesting. What else do we have here? Let's do computer. My computer controlled the couch, communicated with household appliances, let me send messages, and did everything else. It was old and could use an upgrade, but it still worked well enough to be reliable. Let's check the net. New case. I wonder if anything would surface on the net. Let's look up Haggis. Who was Jeffrey Haggis, the director of programming department at Blue Whales Interactive? Wife Eleanor, son Frederick, Fredo to his friends. His assets are recorded in 8-figure amounts. Damn. Ooh, cool. Sleeves. I keep digging. Talk to some shady contacts. Haggis recently ordered a D-109 dual shield. Hidden safe opened with music. Interesting. Look up Blue Whales Interactive. So I have to try to remember this. A safe that gets opened with music. Okay. Haggis. Blue Whales Interactive, or BWI, the leader in the field of AI, their flagship product, the dating game Paradise Beach. Ooh, saucy. A little less known, but still popular, was the game Knight's Code, a clan battle game based on medieval Japan. So that was the little games we saw in the cutscene. They made luxury helmets, and ladies and gentlemen, they could make human beings. Their Pygmalion upgraded AIs mimicked human psyches. So they made pretty much human-like AIs. All right. A lot of info. I wish I had a journal to write these things on. Like mail. A few email from clients I had helped. I needed to reply to those. To reply to it ourselves. We don't need the AI to do it for us. First message was Senator Stone, who was grateful for working out what his daughter was doing into the dungeon 1337, also known as Leet. Senator Stone was grateful for working out what his daughter was doing into the dungeon. I was gonna say offer a discount for the next contract, but I don't want to imply that there's gonna be another one, so I'm just gonna reply kindly. I wrote that I was happy to hear from him and asked how his daughter was feeling. It's good to nurture relationships with clients. I got through the other emails quickly. Some were invitations to events, some were spam. Let's check contracts. I got through the other emails quickly. Some were invitations to events, some were spam, and I replied. I already had one contract, but it wouldn't hurt to check. Maybe there would be another. And it was my lucky day. Mr. Gamedec, come play Crying Guns with us. It's a lot of fun. We may not be able to pay you, but a bunch of kids. I didn't want to deal with that. So the contract from Haggis was the best thing I could give my attention to, which was the guy who called us. Read gossip. It's time to catch up with some gossip. Spicy comments about new NPECs in Paradise Beach. Other than that, nothing interesting. Ooh, let's check the dark web. I checked the dark web for something juicier. An almost fatal accident. Happy hunting grounds. How gory. A creepy clown in Twisted and Perverted who harassed players about a virus outbreak. Odd, but not surprising. A creepy clown in Twisted and Perverted. And that was about it. I earned in several games, but recently was focused on one, Void Stars. Still in development, even though it had already been released. It was supposed to be bigger than all previous space simulations, though that was hard to imagine. I'd already bought a few ships, I couldn't help myself. They were damn expensive, but what the hell? I loved looking at my fleet. Let's browse the fleet. I entered the hangar where was the spawn all ships option. I found and selected it. What a beautiful view, starting from the lightest vessels, Flyrock, an interceptor, spacecraft, ugh, Sidehawk, an assault unit, Orca, an infantry carrying dropship, gunship giant, and the two jewels in the crown, Corsair, a big exploration ship, and Skywalk, a merchant vessel as solid as it was bulky. Beauties, all of them. The Vulture X would really make this collection shine. Read the news. Welcome to the Void. We know you want to play, and so do we. Unfortunately, we are carrying out a maintenance check, so we can constantly improve. We'll be back soon. Too bad. I could have done with some flying. Now let's check the couch. A virtual couch made by Surfer Industries. Not one of their newest models, but it was still reliable. At least I thought it was. A poet would call it a gateway to the sensory worlds. To me, it was just a tool of my trade. Let's check fluid level. Fluid levels were low. I still had a few tanks left, but it was always good to have reserves. Let's order infusions. Done. The delivery drone would be here in a few hours. Look at the helmet. It was starting to fall apart. I needed to replace it. Damn it, such important gear wouldn't come cheap. I couldn't afford it at the moment. Needed a few jobs first, or one big job that paid well. Let's check the couch log. July 17, 2099, 3:30 p.m. My last session took. Come on, that's baby hours. 3 a.m. The couch showed an error messages and a suggestion to restore default settings. Maybe Surfer Industry couches weren't as reliable as I thought. This thing's glory days were long gone. A Gamedec shouldn't skimp out on things like this. It was time to consider buying a new one. Ooh, I could have reported defective. Let's check one more voicemail, and we're gonna be off.
Hey man, I fucked up. I was playing Twisted and Perverted, and my skin went down. So yeah, now people know who I am and what I've done in the game. Help me, please. I can't lose my job and family. Can you take care of it, please?
You save? All right. Solid doors protected me and my apartment. Maybe they protected Warsaw City from me. Let's double check. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Huh, that's funny. That's the thing. Let's go to the client. Thanks, Alfred. Notice the gold frame as soon as I enter the room. Let's contemplate it. A picture or a painting of Jeffrey Haggis, one of those directors and their inflated egos. But why was it hanging in the hall? A receptionist in love? Or maybe it was just corporate policy. It looked like gold, but it wasn't certain. It was easy enough to check. Scratch it. Took my badge and used it to scratch the smooth surface. A deep groove appeared. Gold. I didn't have time for artistic elation. The computer on the desk was not secured. The empty workspace exuded corporate solitude. The nameplate of the desk read, Junior Customer Support Specialist Idris Ikari. The screensaver slideshow changed between landscapes between the ABBs and the towers of Warsaw City. Breaking the sequence, an image of two women embracing appeared on one of the monitors. One of them had blue hair. Ah, interesting.
You're here. Good.
The man took a deep breath and let the air out through his nose in a loud wheeze. Dialogue tags. Icons and tags that appear on the left of the text mark dialogue branches that you have unlocked by your previous decisions. These are tags that appear based on your decisions. Dialogues. Other players might see something, others might not see anything at all. There are several ways an interaction or dialogue branch can be unlocked. Your previous knowledge, past actions, and relationships you have built can all unlock a piece of the narrative. A branch can also be unlocked by your background, a profession you have unlocked, or a deduction you have made. You took a good look at me. You're here, good. Introduce myself, take initiative, tell them about the order. Let's take the initiative. Mr. Haggis, I'm a Gamedec, and yes, I know, wonderful. Something's wrong with my son. He's not getting off the couch, and well, you'll see for yourself. It's been over 4 days. He entered some game with his friend Timmy. I've tried talking to Timmy, but he clammed up. His condition makes me worry even more. My son is on the couch in the next room. Let's go there now. Here he is. Find out what's going on with him and how he can be helped. Haggis' son was wearing an expensive brand name suit. State-of-the-art helmet covered part of his face. The couch's side panel warned that he'd exceeded the online time limit. I couldn't help but noticing the genital area of his gaming suit was bulging. Let's examine him. Let's check if he's faking. I grabbed his shoulders and shook him a few times. No muscle tension. He wasn't faking. The quiet sound of the suit's massaging devices grew louder as the supporters brought back his body to optimal position. Let's look at the helmet. I leaned to get a better look. Check the screen. The visor screen had no info on Fredo's virtual location, an intentional safeguard. That was a little doozy. The helmet didn't have an observer's port either. There was no way to see what was playing. Full discretion. Haggis cleared his throat impatiently. I welcome your conclusions when you're ready. Let's look at the helmet. Let's check the helmet number. To get a look at the number, I had to lift the boy's head. Raise Frodo's head. Gently grabbed his head and tried to turn a little. Frodo moaned. Careful, you're hurting him. Explain it to him. I know what I'm doing. You'll be fine. Do you think I'm blind? You're hurting him. Leave him the fuck alone or I'll throw you out myself. Now I'm continuing. I turned his head to access the helmet's technical data panel. The boy exhaled heavily. I took a good look at the panel and scanned the helmet serials number. Examined the suit. The suit was equipped with advanced anti-VetSor software. It resembled the skin of a slithering snake. Check the material. The nanofiber material was adjusted to fit the muscles. It provided stimulation and protected the user from dystrophy. I ran my fingers over the suit's surface. The synthetic fibers emitted more heat in places where they needed to work harder. Enough sniffing around. Tell me what's going on with my son. Oh, let's give him a crushing look. I looked at him the way you'd look at a dead bat in Low City, with contempt and disgust. He took a deep breath and leaned his face closer to mine before shooting back an ugly, contemptuous look of his own. His beady eyes held one clear message. You've forgotten your place, you piece of trash. Should I curse him? Ooh, I should curse him, huh? Come on, you cunt. Meet me outside like a man and I'll punch your fucking teeth so far down your throat you'll have to chew your asshole, I thought to myself, and then sighed helplessly. Share your observations. Calm him down and present your... No, I'll just share it. Please note that these are initial observations. Your son is fine. He's just playing something exciting. He's been logged in for over 4 days, but there are no signs of adverse effects from the session. This is some excellent equipment. Doing a hard extraction by taking the helmet is off is a huge risk, and logging out remotely is impossible. I know that, you idiot. That's how most systems work. So you don't know where he's logged into. The virtualium data is masked by the helmet's discretion system. Gamedec equipment won't be any help here either. I need to find out which game Fredo logged into and take appropriate steps. Fine, just hurry. Fredo's friend Timmy's in the office. You can talk to him, just don't touch anything else, got it? Codex is a popular Gamedec tool. Codex contains important information that you gather during your investigations. Alright? He glared at me for several long seconds, then glanced at the bulges in his son's suit. Get the fuck to work. Alright. Check the couch. I decided to take a better look at the kid and his equipment. The elven bits, discretion and comfort. Couch reeked of luxury and unattainability. The systems masked the player's login information. Check the couch's panel. The small screen displayed Fredo's vital signs, pulse, muscle tension, and brain activity. Despite the high-end hardware, the kid was sweating and using much more nutrifluid than he should have been. His body was exhausted. Let's examine his face. I leaned over and looked under the visor, the helmet. No signs of an extended online stay. Expensive supplements did the trick. He had irregular skin discolorations near the ears. I had no idea what could cause them. I touched his hand. It was slightly trembling, but with normal temperature. That happens in games that generate lots of adrenaline. His fingertips were covered with sweat. No, not sweat. I rubbed the sticky substance between my fingers and sniffed. Berries and chewing gum. I think that's it, right? I already examined them. Took another look at Fredo lying on the couch. Fredo's clothes. The civilian clothing was hanging in the closet. It's good to take it off and change into a suit before going online. Let's do a sleeves search. Designer clothes often have hidden pockets. After a moment, I was able to find a secret pocket with a bag of drugs. Ooh, juicy. Check the pants. An Omnic. The sly kid put it in his belt buckle. The device wasn't secured. I checked received and saw that a discussion about playing together had been ongoing. Timmy needed time before agreeing to Fredo's idea. It was clear the boy didn't like to be pressured. There was a rather provocatively dressed 20-something woman on the couch. The device's panel was flashing warnings. Let's ask Haggis. Who is she? Relations. I don't know. I've never seen this horror before. Nice. Let's check the couch panel. She'd exceeded the safety limits for logged in time. Over 4 days without a suit. She must have taken a game pill or her bladder wouldn't have held out. She started revitalization, but something interrupted the process. Even though she couldn't control her body, I thought she could hear me. Her helmet had an external monitoring port. I could connect to it and see what happened. Let's take a closer look. She must have been planning a short session since she didn't put on a suit. Gathered info. She looked like one of the women I had seen on the computer screens in the hall. Is that your assistant? She's just some random lowlife. Leave her alone and get back to my son. Haggis's face swelled up with anger. She may have some crucial information. All right, just hurry up. I made contact. Hey, lady, can you hear me? She didn't answer, and she did not move. Either she wouldn't talk or couldn't. I was betting on the latter. Is it the same thing that's happening to Fredo? I don't know yet. "11-bits couch in full working order. The latest model, obviously. The casings was slightly loose. Let's inspect carefully. The side panel was loose. Someone forgot to tighten the screws. Yeah, let's just remove the panel. I tried to loosen the screw, but it wouldn't bulge. Tactical retreat. Alright, let's do it. The usual shit was securing the panel, so first I loosened the screws. Then I used the sharp edge of my badge to remove the safeties. It was easier than taking apart an old computer. There was a bottle inside the couch. Look at the bottle. The sleek vessel's shape alone suggested an indecent price, and it shimmered with the pale blue light. I removed it from among the wires. The faux-aged paper label said, Blue Mistress. No traces of the liquid, but the sticky glass still reeked of berries and chewing gum. Connection. I needed to get back into the investigation. So that's obviously what he drank. Tried to hide it. The boys' clothes. Going by their size, they must have belonged to Fredo's friend. I found a walk-tail in the pants pocket. Show me your walk-tail and I'll tell you who you are. Well, we're about to find out. Let's check received. In the last message, Fredo said that his 16th birthday was coming up and he was trying to convince Timmy to play an adult game. Deduction. Sometimes you will gain information directly pertaining to the deduction process necessary for solving the case. I've clicked the deduction icon at the edge. Gotcha. To enter a game like that, they would have had to cheat the security systems. It's funny how much a few messages can tell you about someone. The kid seemed oversensitive. One of the letters to Fredo was a deeply bitter complaint about a promise to the young Haggis that he had broken. It seemed like his friend must have taken advantage of his trust on more than one occasion. One of the letters Frodo. One of the letters he sent to Frodo was a deeply bitter complaint about a promise that Haggis broke. So he broke a promise. So him and his friend try to go into an adult game. Kid takes drugs. Don't know what her involvement's in. So talk to Haggis.
Fuck, how long do you expect me to wait?
He looked at me with disgust as if to let me know that I was wasting his time. Ask about access to the couches. Who has access to the room with the couches? My guests and I, but no one expects Fredo uses them when I'm away. He looked at the couch the woman was using, or at least that's what I thought. I had nothing to say to him. Fredo is this kid right here. So this is where oops, this is where I pretty much stopped. I talked to him and I tried to figure out the dialogue options. So I'm going to see if there's anything around the room. A piece of the floor stood out from the rest. There was no chance of a flaw in the design, not in a building like this. Take a closer look. It looked like a hatch. It has to be the sound-activated safe that Haggis had installed. Nah. Return to the investigation. Panda. The animal looked as if it were frozen in time. Take a closer look. Submerged in transparent resin substance, the panda seemed alive. I noticed a panel with a single red button at the base of the display. Oh shit! The hidden anti-G mechanisms buzzed as if it moved the polymer resin blocks apart. My god. Familiar sound filled the room as the blocks came together. Jeez, man, that's something. Ooh, broken bottle? What's going on here?
Tim's father has arrived.
I was told to take the boy Timmy home. The new mobile is waiting. Let him stay a little longer. I still haven't talked to him. When you're done, please send him down to the docking terrace. Okay, I guess I can't mess around then. The bottle right here. The floor was sticky in that spot. Sniff it. Berries and chewing gum, a barely noticeable trace of liquor. So it was liquor, not drugs. Expensive liquor. We have to taste it, don't we? I ran my fingers across the stain and touched my fingertips to my tongue. Sour. The ethanol was gone. I caught Timmy's surprised look. He cleared his throat and looked away. Comment. I was running an investigation. All details matter. The stain was light blue. They do matter. All of them do. Anything else? Folio files. All open to the BWI homepage. The article was about Pygmalion, the flagship BWI product. It allowed you to create a living human psyche. Yeah, that's what we read. Copied it to get back to when I had more time. Okay. We're going to talk to Timmy.
Are you going to question me?
Conversation bar. Some dialogues require more effort. The blue bar above the dialogue window represents the emotional state of the person you are speaking to. Your choices influence that state. Try to find out how. If the conversation bar reaches a lock, additional information or dialogue options will be unlocked. Hover over a lock to learn more about it, I guess. Timmy, The kid's arms were crossed over his chest. He was trembling, and his eyes were fixed on a distant point. I just want to fly home. Okay. Let's talk about him. Let's focus on you. What games? Let's ask him if he's alright. Are you alright, Timmy? You're slurring your words and trembling. How do you feel? Not too good. I'm a bit dizzy, but that's from fatigue. We played for a long time, you know. Calm him down. It's almost over. It doesn't seem like fatigue. Let's calm him down. Just a few more questions and you're free to go. He nodded with appreciation. So we have to look at this bar. This is where I got all confuzzled. What else do you want to know? He sounded like a player with a slow connection. Either he was deeply stressed or something was wrong with his nervous system. Let's talk about him again. What games does he like? What games do you like, Timmy? Whenever Fredo plays, space sims like Dream Space or Dying Stars. Shooters, too. Crying Guns is our favorite. He loosened up. He liked to talk about games. Alright, I believe you want to help. It's Fredo's birthday. Did I already mention that? I'm not sure. So we logged into Paradise Beach. It's a place where adults get together. You can read all about it in the description. Let's not do that one yet. Remember, that one was not good. So we're going to try to figure out how to get more points until we can get to this one right here. Your friend. Get him to talk about Fredo. Tell me something about Fredo. Anything you want. He's my buddy. Same school and stuff. Once this kid Alex called me names, so Fredo flushed his walktail down the toilet. He smiled at the memory. Then he altered the hollows in the school gallery to give Alex a pig's nose that constantly oozed this disgusting mucus. Fredo's brilliant. I believe you, really I do, and I want to help. It's just that I can't remember. I don't know what actually happened. He had trouble putting sentences together and remembering events. It wasn't just shock. Something really disturbed his nervous system. Yeah, I remember I did this one. It went down, so we're not going to do this one. I can ask him about the messages, but that'll probably discomfort him. If he has enemies, he'll probably be like, what? What about Virtualium? What about the lady on the couch? I'm going to try that. Can you tell me anything about the woman next to the couch? She's a stripper. She's a stripper. She knew the game well, so Fredo hired her as a guide. She was very brave. What did she do that was brave? She was brave? What did she do? Ah, she was dancing so flirtatiously, and she's teasing us, so direct. She knew little of the world, but was brave enough to guide us. She was provocative. Thankfully, mainly toward Fredo, she barely spoke to me. Tell him yes. Yes, Timmy, I'm a game detective. Can you tell me about your work? Yes. Sure, but I've also got a few questions for you. Ooh. Tell him about the Gamedec work. You want to know about Gamedec work. As a detective, I help people with their problems. Which one? Emotionally? Think emotionally. Game decks wander the edges of realities. We change them so often that's what's true and what's no longer important to us. The only important thing is helping those in need. That's why I'm here. Yes. Yes. Fredo needs you. He nodded with all seriousness. You seem alright. I'll tell you what Fredo looks like in the game. He bought us both skins, and mine was almost as cool as his. Old man Haggis doesn't know. We used an agent and covered our tracks so no one find out where we're going into adult-only worlds. Okay. What was the secret again? Yeah, we use an agent to cover our tracks. Let's ask him about why did he log off, or let's go over Twilight. How many worlds they played in? You celebrated Fredo's birthday in just Virtualium? Yeah, we did. We did some pre-gaming here first. We kind of overdid it. Fredo had trouble putting on his suit. He realized that he said too much and stopped. Show understanding. I know how things are, Timmy. When I was your age, I also went to parties and drank booze. Booze is for the old or for the poor. Fredo and I have better stuff. But the girl Fredo brought had booze, and she said that it was included. Ooh, interesting. You seem to be gaining courage. What do you need to be a game deck? Admit that it's easy. Tell him that he's got a shot at it. Let's just tell him he's got a shot at it. We're really playing into his emotional, to his heart right now. He obviously wants to help. So let's go for it. So you want to be a game deck, huh, Timmy? I'm sure you can handle it. He smiled with disbelief. Nice. What were they doing in the Virtualium? What were you doing inside the game? Well, normally what you do in adult game. Ask about other activities. What else? You were gone for a few days. Yes, we're almost there. We spent some time in a theater turned club. We had some drinks. It seemed he spoke more easily when he wasn't asking about erotic matters. He was no longer terrified and he just waited for the next question. Why isn't Fredo coming out of the game? Why is Fredo still inside the game? I don't know. He liked it there and wanted to stay as long as possible, maybe. Maybe he's having fun. Could Fredo have lost track of time? It would have to have been an amazing session to disregard the danger of exceeding the permitted playtime. He was slowly opening up to me. We didn't know because we would always buy the most expensive tech and win. And everyone that envies us, no risk. This was supposed to be like that. You know how it is, don't you? Firm. Sure, everyone likes to show off now and then. He nodded vigorously. I think he liked me. I trust you, and I'll tell you the truth. Just please don't tell Mr. Haggis. We went inside, twisted and perverted. It's a world where people hurt each other for pleasure. It's horrible, and Fredo, he's still in there. Please, find him. Hurry. Thank you, Timmy. You've been a great help. Yes! Let's save it. This is what I was talking about. It was really hard to get up to that point. Okay, can I talk to him or is that it? Oh my gosh. We actually did it. Can I send him home? Oh yeah. Let's check on this thing, right? This lady. Well, let's ask Haggis.
How long do you expect me to wait?
Nothing to say to him. Okay. The panel on our couch continued to flash warnings. Let's connect to the helmet. Haggis noted what I was doing. The observer's port. I see you're prepared. When I connected to her helmet, the image was transmitted to my lenses. The girl drifted in an undefined space. It wasn't the network menu or any of the games I knew. Hello, I'm a game deck. I was hired by Mr. Haggis. I connected to your helmet. You can talk, and I'll hear you on my walkthrough. According to the login, your name is Starlet, is that right?
A game deck. That's great. Yeah, I'm Starlet. I can't seem to log out.
Let's look around. The digital space was filled with data sets that my walktail rendered as luminous shapes. Deduction. The main nodes are questions that are key to your deduction process in solving your case. Gather information and choose your answers based on that information. Deduction. Each main node in your deduction panel is a question you're trying to answer. On the left side, if you can see the clues that you've gathered, possible answers are listed to the right. Hover over them to learn more. Timmy suffered a psychological trauma while in Elysium. It seemed that Fred and Timmy were into a game for players over 16. Timmy and Fredo might have visited the Paradise Beach game. The boys are twisted and perverted. Fredo feels neglected, so he's willing to do anything for his father's attention. This is dangerous provocation born out of desperation. Should convince Haggis to log into the game and his son reconnect with them. Fredo might still be twisted and perverted, an adult-only world that mixes sex with violence. I should log into this game. I'm gonna do this one. Okay. I need to find out more about her. I gained 2 points and 3. Digital space was filled with data sets that my walktail rendered as luminous shapes. Here, let me lower the music. It's kind of loud. So if I terminate the connection, I remember I tried talking to her. I don't know if it was the right thing or not, but I'm gonna go for it. I want to ask you a few questions. If it helps you get me out of here. Ask about her condition. How are you feeling? I can't move or feel anything. I can only talk in this emptiness. I'm going crazy here. Your revitalization was interrupted. I've never seen anything like this before, so I don't know how to help you yet. Ask her what happened. What happened? How did you get here? I don't know. I don't even know where here is. I was in the game with the guys and someone attacked me. Who attacked you? In what games? Was Fredo Haggis there? I'm confused and exhausted. I can't. Someone definitely attacked me. I blacked out. Did you know Idris? I saw your picture on her computer. She looked at me with surprise. Yes, she's my girlfriend. Did you come to see her or the guys? Can we not talk about it right now? Get me out of here and I'll tell you everything. Found signs of someone drinking alcohol here. Do you know anything about it? Still with the questions. Help me and you'll get your answer. I disconnected.
Fuck, how long do you expect me to wait?
Hope it's something important. I've come to a decision about Fredo. I'm listening. Fredo might be inside the adults-only world, twisted and perverted. You know, the one combining sex and violence. I should look for him there. That's what I was afraid of. Do your thing. The access fee for that virtualium was be taken care of. All expenses are on me. Virtualium? Virtualium. Pretty hard to pronounce it. So I can log in on that couch. Interesting. See it right here. What time is it? I need to check the time. Let me check my TV. Usually has the time there. It's not working. My phone's dead too, so I can't really check. Phone is just being so dumb right now. Get the guide. 5:15. Okay. I think I can try to go into the seat here and figure it out. Use the spare couch and log into a game. Casing was slightly loose. Alright, let's get in there. Something bad happened in TMP. Fredo must have been there, so I needed to go in. Yeah, because mine is defective, so I don't trust it. But then again, these are all people who are trapped in there too. Devitalization is a process generated by a player's helmet and is responsible for activating a game pill. So that's what happened to Scarlet. That process was interrupted. Let me just take a quick smoke. I'm kind of liking the game. I like that dialogue option stuff. It's interesting. All new territory for me. I haven't gotten into that. Never made the deduction. Sorry for coughing. So this is all kind of new to me. Sorry. We'll figure it out together. I'm sure. Each virtualium has its own HUD. Virtualium. A status bar on top of the screen. In TMP, the HUD shows players' level in TMP, their experience points, slots for owned objects, and a counter of kills and deaths. Oh shit. So this is a real ass game. Okay. Find out what Fredo looked like after entering Twisting and Perverted. Should have gone to Paradise Beach. Shit, what am I even doing here? Psst, hey, buddy. Hey.
You seem like the only normal person in this whole circus.
Bob Zappa. I'd like to note that I don't want to put anything inside you, pull anything out, or do anything else these deviants do. I'm not like that. You seem like the only normal person in this whole circus, and I have a sensitive problem. Very sensitive. I'll just say it. I'm looking for my wife. Let's hear him out. Tell me more. Alright. This is how it is. I've been standing here at the streetlight for an hour, and I can't find Rhonda anywhere. At the same time, I can feel that she's cheating on me. Says he's not looking right. Let me tell you a little secret. If you want to find someone, you need to go look for them. Go is the key word. Now let's cut to the chase. I'm a game deck. I need specific information. A game deck? Well, I've lucked out. I was told that she plays here often and has quite the results. Ugh. Let's talk about money, bud. I'm a game deck, get it? I don't work for free. Damn, I'm a little short on money right now. Maybe I can come to some other arrangement, huh? So what do you propose? I know harvest time very well. There's a gap in the code. I can tell you how much you can exploit it. I'll take it. Phew, I knew someone would find some common ground. So will you help me? Sure. Alright, I'll look for her. Really? Thank you. There are some good people left in the world. It's wife's case. Do you know the skin your wife is wearing? Skin? On top of everything, she's wearing people's skins? I meant skin, a gaming avatar. It's like, oh, I know what a skin is. I just thought you were talking about another perversion. Human skin alive? No matter. I have no idea what she looks like here. Do your wife has any sexual preferences, any paraphernalias? The letter said that she's into some strange things and likes to push the limits. How can you push the limits in a world such like this? This also said everything with everything and everyone and everything. Ugh, I don't even want to talk about it. Leave. Interesting. Let us protect ourselves in the shade of its limbs, and I laugh. And you know what? All right. Tell me more about this hunt for the big fish and what reward was Richie talking about? Why would you do that? The fuck is your problem? Spawning here and hollering some nonsense?
It's you. You've wasted so much of my time.
Therefore, if you don't follow the truth, you'll never be completely free, understand? I think so. I'm glad, handsome. I think we should continue this conversation somewhere more private. Give me your deets and we will meet somewhere in Relium or talk further. Closer. It sounds like a good idea. This person has green hair. Hey, want to see a magic trick? What the hell is that? A talking horse? Oh, I beg your pardon. I'm a unicorn. Ignore him. Focus on me, handsome. Whoa. A unicorn that knows magic tricks. Do you want to see? You're not going to leave us alone, are you? Not until you watch the trick. Come on. Choose a card. All right. Let it be. It's not a trick. This is another goddamn exploit of a goddamn troll. Oh shit. An arrow pointed to a file hanging in the air. I touched the file and downloaded the data. It contained the rules of the games. Oh shit, there's a unicorn. I'm not going over there. Whoa, look at these rides. They look nice. Generator. Solid modeling work. Bob Zappa's right here. Did you see that? He just ran by and shot her just like that. No respect for the game. Exactly. Ask them out, flirt a bit, and start with a kiss. And then gently place a claymore mine under their pillow and sneak out. What? I think I dozed off for a bit. Let's ask them some questions. They look like reasonable types.
Where are my manners? Have a drink with me and we'll talk.
He offered me a bottle smelling of strong liquor. Oh, I don't know if I should drink it. I refused it at first. Not this time. Came here to talk. Your tattoos depict relics from in the Undercity. Are you a scavenger? They're drawn from holophotos of the objects I brought back. Commemoration of my greatest finds. I'm too old now, but Ramona, my granddaughter, can poach even better loot. She takes after me, little devil. Your skin is an old man. Is that some sort of fetish? It's a statement of my time. You could sneer at a lot of groups, immigrants, the ugly, or anyone fornicating with the wrong people. Not everyone accepted but us. The elderly are done for. They're supposed to get young again or disappear in low city to die out of sight. Horrid ageism. That's why I plan to flash my wrinkles at everyone. If they don't like it, screw them. These veterans had a lot of spare time I didn't.
Excuse me, have you seen my wife?
You're professional. Investigation needs time and good intelligence. Trust me. Listen, I'm looking for someone. Maybe anything to do with Rhonda. God, I don't even want to think about it. Ugh. So fucking... His mind's all over the place. We're gonna have to ask the other cats about him. I think they're the only decent looking folk. I'm gonna ask the other guy, the tattooed guy. I feel like shooting something. Alright, never made her.
Let's have a drink, buddy.
I'm looking for a new player who came here 2 days ago. He had a horrendously expensive skin. I saw 2 kids log in. One joined the Trolls Trip and one around TMP, and like a stench around Low City. It was fun hunting them. You have to play nice in other virtualia, even with trolls, but here I can lurk around a corner and shoot them in the back of the head when they pass. Sleeves, point out that he sees a lot. You spend a lot of time down here, don't you? Observing, controlling. Probably not without a good reason, am I right? You think I have nothing better to do than watch these idiots? Well, maybe I don't. I noticed some traps and glitches here, more than usual. Trolls break the code out of spite, then you guys fell for it. One vanished, logged out, I guess. The other lost it and joined the trolls. Ah, could be that unicorn. That's what's trolling them.
Hey there, handsome.
The man's avatar. The man's avatar was well over 60, the body of a strong man. His face wrinkled into a warm smile as soon as he met my gaze. Hello there, handsome. My name is the Trepanator. Low City. He extended his hand to me the way people from the lower layers, Paulus, do. Shake his hand. I shook his hand. So you ask about his avatar. That's an interesting choice of an avatar, quite unusual. It stands out for its refined simplicity, but I gather that's not what you had in mind. Go ahead, ask. You wouldn't be the first person to shamelessly pry. Say that his avatar looks natural. Your avatar looks very natural. Most players beautify themselves. You mean to ask why I chose to look like a fossil, right? You don't have to coddle me. For that, that'd be a compliment for me. I paid a small fortune for this avatar. You said it was expensive, so am I to understand it was meant to look like this? Of course it was. I couldn't afford it. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't play here. This ain't a F2P for broke brats. It has features you never even dreamed of. My blood tastes like strawberries. So far, I've only seen one player here with the avatar of similar quality. So why did you choose such an avatar? It offers a semblance of what it's like in the real world, a normal life, you know? It's an estimate of how I'd look like if I had the chance to grow old. Ask, why didn't he grow old? You didn't have the chance to grow old? What does that mean? Oh god! I almost dropped my computer. Sorry. Let's reread that. My little stand, my box stand, gave out. I gotta pick something else now. What else can I put under my computer? That won't mess with it too much. See if I can fix this. Yeah, so I have this little box that I use. There you go. You didn't have the chance to grow old? What do you mean? My body died, but my brain survived. Now I'm free from pain, exhaustion, and all the humdrum problems of everyday existence. Whoa. I live only in Virtualia. I'm a ZoeNet. How do you earn money if you can only function in Virtualia? I mean, I manufacture cheats. The old type. Nobody else does that anymore, so they're selling like crazy. They're all secured from an external examination. They'll just self-delete, so they're practically untraceable. They have a 99.9999 success rate. There was only one case in my entire career where someone traced me. Who traced you? Well, I came across an even bigger fossil than I was. Use a DDoS on my emergency access to get to the virus. So naturally, I wasn't prepared for that. What is it, 2040? No, it's over 150 years later. That method has been obsolete for decades. Interesting character. Ask how his body died. How did you die? It's embarrassing. I wanted to join the Painters, that famous gaming team. I entered a happy hunting grounds to show off, and then some winged creature caught me and ripped my guts out. My real body on the couch responded as if I was actually dying. By the time they reached my apartment, I suffered a concussion. Pantinator was gracious enough to pay to have my brain saved. Unlock. I'll do this one. Ask about seeing Relium. Haven't you thought about buying a Morbium so that you can come back to Relium? Of course I have. That's why I take shitty jobs like this. Like the one from that vicious bitch from the clan. Damn, I shouldn't be telling you this. Ho 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 ho. Who's this vicious bitch you mentioned? Damn you. Fine. She's the clan leader and a terrible sadist. She ordered the cheat. It injures you and doesn't let you respawn. You're brought to the brink of death and held in that state, paralyzed and unable to log out. So that's what happened to Scarlet. How long have you been at ZoeNet? My avatar shows my correct age. I died before my voice changed. It wasn't so bad. Virtual puberty has its peaks or perks. Could show you a thing or two. What does that mean? Say that he could learn from you? You must be getting senile if you think that'll work. I'm looking for a kid. He might have attracted attention with the way he would behave. Have you seen anything unusual? He winked at me. You should stop looking for kids and pay attention to elders. Experience and skill are more important than having fun. Fine. There was this one guy like that. He had a fitting handle. Tugebe. Tugebe made some noise at the entrance to the level through the subway. Wasn't worth my time. Can you tell me more about this Tugebe? Why are you so stubborn? I'm telling you, you're interested in the wrong person. You're in T and P. Go on and experiment a bit. Very funny. Now focus, please. The faster you give me the information, the sooner I'll be out of your hair. He looked askance at me. Kid must have been important or loaded. He had someone hovering over him the whole time. That's all I can think of. He entered with a friend. The latter had a funny name too, Flapadoodle. That's what it was. To get back. A shame. You can always come back though. He leered at my butt with a grin as I walked away. Let's save it right here.
Want to fight?
The man who looked like a aging hooligan was dozing. Looked as though he just woken up from a nap. He looked at me blankly, then flexed his muscles. Want to fight? I don't want to fight. I want to talk about something. Oh, that's a shame. They all want to talk. They order, buy, pay. Nobody wants to fight, not even rob me. You're discriminating against the elderly. Looking for a kid in an expensive skin. Logged in with a friend. Their behavior probably stood out. That's putting it mildly. The brats caused mayhem and vanished. That's all I know. What do you have for sale? He eyed me suspiciously and waited, as if he expected to hear a password. I said a line that often was used while dealing with shady businesses in a low city. The red fox trots quietly at midnight. The man sighed with relief. Why didn't you lead with that? Trepanator creates the cheats, I sell them. Once you know what you need, let us know, we'll get it. There's nothing else I can get from these guys. Okay, what else can I go for? Trash can. It's actually kind of funny that most games have those. There we go. Mine. Expected to go off when someone tried to detonate it, so they threw it in the trash can. Makes perfect sense. An anti-personnel mine, strong enough to eliminate a player. Leave. I'm not digging through trash, not even the digital kind. Crazy. A blood stain, one of many at this location. Graffiti. People have different opinions on this, I think. That people need beauty, especially the kind that create themselves, Relium and Virtualia, and more attractive, but that's all because of anonymous activity, often AI. People want to create something to express themselves, to stress that the individual actually means something among 20 billion people. Graffiti does exactly that in the lower layers of the polis. I exist. I mean something. Graffiti usually means something else well in Virtualia. This place is different. This graffiti doesn't look like it was made by an AI. The stains and sloppy curbs are proof that it was made by a human. Rapita. A red car. Clown. Ooh, that's the clown. Dangerous clown. Let's talk to this guy. This guy looks relatively normal.
I'll ask you one question. Think carefully before you answer.
The man was watching me over his dark glasses. What did he need these for? Oh, it was a gadget that imitated old AR glasses. Wearing them might be a habit. I also used such lenses in Low City. Back then, they didn't have a spam filter. I'll ask you one question. Think carefully before you answer. Are you a bloody troll? Just a regular Low City dweller like you. He smiles wryly. I thought I got rid of the manners of lower sidewalks, and yet you just found yourself a friend. Cool. I need to find this one guy's wife. I can see you're a person of many talents. A game deck? A matchmaker? What else are you hiding from me? Are you a culinary prodigy? Maybe you collect beads. I like this guy. He's cool. He was looking at me with a cheeky smile. Sorry, I'm just messing with you. Did this client of yours provide any details? Zappa described her as being a perversive, interested in some strange shit. Someone who likes to push boundaries, and so on. There's probably at least a few people like this here, but what else would you expect here? On the other hand, it does sound a little suspicious. I don't know how to describe it. If she's methodical in it, like almost with a checklist, maybe she isn't playing the game, might be having a different goals altogether. Just a hunch. I asked him about her skin. This guy has no idea how she looks like in there. Chief, my game deck sense tells me that it would be useful to know her nickname. Looking for a kid in Elysium. He's the son of a wealthy businessman. His name is Fredo Haggis. My cheats aren't good enough to see a player's real name. What handle did he use? I don't know yet, but I'll find out. It's enough for now, Ken. I like this guy. He's cool. I'm gonna go ask Bob if she knows if she has a nickname.
Excuse me, have you seen my wife?
Rhonda, that you? Oh yeah, the game deck. He starts to think and stare into the distance. He quickly snaps out of it with a disgusted looking face. Excuse me, I just imagined Rhonda was some bum. Another remark. You know the handle she uses? There was something in the anonymous letter, some horny or something. All right. Sorry, man. Just don't think about it right now. Jeez.
What do you need?
Going back to Bob's wife. Yeah, do you have any details for me? Zappa said they call her horny. I'm not sure if it meant as a nickname or. Yes, Chief, here. Probably everyone is. Wait, Zappa's looking for her? What do you know? There is such a gal. Her nickname is Whore? Nay. I saw her a few times north of the subway entrance, I believe. Good work, detective, right? Let's join forces. Come with me. You'll be useful in my investigation. I pay my debts. Sure thing, Chief. Anything that can keep me from thinking about my career. Whoa, I have my first companion. That is crazy. You see. I think we're gonna call it right here. I'm gonna call it right here. I think so far, let's just make sure before we go, if anything. Yeah, let's find out the nickname next time. Fame is no longer a tool. Okay, so we have 124. 1204. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here. This is an interesting game so far. I've never gone this far. So far I'm interested. It's interesting. I'm interested in this. I kind of want to see if I can make this its own thing, maybe a series. Try to finish it from finish to end. I've never done that before, so I'm going to be seeing more what I can do. I'll stay right here, and then cause I'm gonna go stream Phasmophobia VR on YouTube around 7 p.m. So I gotta start setting that up. If you're interested, I recommend going to my YouTube channel. It should be on the description in my profile here. And check it out. I'm going to be streaming some Phasmophobia VR. If you're into VR or you want to see how Phasmophobia looks like in virtual reality, or you just want to see some ghost hunting, I recommend you check that out. I'm almost to 100 subscribers on YouTube, so if you want to help, I'd greatly appreciate it. It'd be really nice. It'd be my first time reaching 100, um, but you don't have to. It'd be really appreciated. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here. Everyone else, have a good time, have a good day. I'm gonna put the thank you right now. But I appreciate it. Anybody who's watching, who's gonna be watching, who will be watching in the future, who might be watching, I appreciate you. Have a good day. Have a good rest of your Tuesday, um, and have a good one.